Oh, right.
Mr. Warren G, good to be back with you again. I have lots and lots of questions for you because I had a chance now to watch a documentary.
It's all good.
But before we start with that, I want to know about this Sniffin' Griffin barbecue sauce. I had it on my list to talk to you
Uh,
before about it, but we didn't get. I was too geeked to
It's all
to
good.
talk about the music and everything. But I want to know the origin story of the barbecue sauce and the rub. Was Warren G in the backyard with the short set on and the Harachis, and
Oh yeah,
thought I could make something better than this?
my dad, he was a chef in the Navy and a boxer, and he was a professional black belt, and he just used to cook at all the functions, family functions and stuff like that. And he'd be joking and clowning around while he cooking,
Mhm.
and it just stuck with me. And that's just something I just wanted to do. And when I cook, I do it, and I laugh and joke and have a good time with my friends. So I just carry it on, and with my family. Um, and it's just a feel good thing, at a cookout. uh you see a lot of good friends, you know the gossip be at barbecues, all kind of stuff. And um I just like I love cooking. And I everybody used to get, would come to when I would do something, and they always say, Warren, you need to create your own product. So some of my friends helped me put together the sauces and rubs, and from there it's just been, the sky's been the limit, and it's really taken off. I'm trying to get it in stores. Um, I've reached out to a lot of the major companies and stuff like that, but I'm a small fry, so they kind of like kind of shoo me off. But that's why I'm making it my mission to build it up real high. And then now when you guys come, you're gonna have to pay now if you
Oh,
want
for
it
sure.
for,
Would,
so that it's all good.
would you go on Shark Tank? Because I've seen
uh,
famous people, not so much to get the investor, but
uh,
just for the publicity, since it's still a popular show. But
I
Warren G on
would
Shark Tank would get down with Mark Cuban.
definitely, and I'd cook for him right there so he can taste it, and he'll probably want to take it. Like, look, man, let me throw you this. Let's start this a franchise. Oh yeah,
We love that. Sniffing Griffin makes its appearance on Shark Tank, and not even for, you don't
I
really need
wouldn't
an
mind doing
investor.
that.
Yeah, for sure. What Before we move on to the documentary too, one other question. You said your father was a boxer. I
Yeah,
also I
he
covered
boxed and karate.
really. What
Uh-huh.
what did he go pro or did he remain amateur
Yeah,
or
he was with Shotokan dojo. That's what he was a part of, the Shotokan dojo, and he was actually the first black to win a championship in Japan. And
wow.
you know, it wasn't Jim Kelly and all of them. It was Warren Griffin out of Long Beach, California, and he had like a reunion not too long ago with a bunch of his guys at Long Beach State. And you should have seen, it was from kids from 3 years old all the way up to guys that was like 95 years old. And it's just amazing. I was there to support him, and just to meet and hear all the stories of how vicious he was. It was a trip. He had a saying that they had brought up to me. They said my dad used to, well, he started it in Japan. He was sitting there, and they was about to start a tournament, and everybody was kind of like down and quiet, and not saying nothing. I guess they was kind of nervous because they had to go out there and fight. So my dad, he said, he charged up the whole place, and he told them, he said, you know what, you guys, let's get some skull. And that saying is still with them to this day. And they got a little skull that they they brought, a little skull, like, let's get some skull, because that's like, let's go kick some ass.
Hmm.
uh that was really good to see.
Griffin's family, Long Beach legends, and more than just
uh,
music, and now barbecue and
oh
karate. I would have never known that. That
yeah.
is fascinating. Your pops is still with us, right?
Yeah, yeah, he
Oh
80
yeah.
years old.
Yeah, we might have to holler at Pops one day too and
Yes,
have him
indeed.
tell us some war stories
Oh yeah, yeah. He a trip.
for
You know,
sure.
that's my homie. We homies. I'm his son. You know, I know I don't quite never cross the line with him, but
Mhm.
we homies. We blaze a little bit and talk and chill. You know, have
Oh,
a sip.
I wish my dad would have got down like that. That would have been really
Yeah,
fun.
pretty cool.
Yes, yes. So getting into this documentary, just when you think you know a lot about an artist, there's always more that you can learn. And looking at diving deep into your history, I learned a lot just
Uh,
watching about it.
yeah,
Um, just the main jumping off point for me was from the whole film was if Warren G doesn't go to Def Jam, there
uh,
could be no Jay-Z, there could be no future Def Jam lineage as we've known it. A guy from the West Coast went to one of the most historical labels in music history and
yeah.
put the whole thing on his back and resurrected it.
Yes,
So
indeed.
starting with that, at the time that you did make the signing with Def Jam, were you aware that that's what they wanted you for? Obviously, they wanted you because you're a talented artist, but did you know that kind of the expectation was to put the label on your back and bring it back to life?
No, I didn't. I didn't know. You know, I didn't know. I don't think they. If they knew, I didn't know. So, but like in the beginning, you know, it was kind of like when the record was first coming out, it was kind of like, this is okay, this and that, it's cool. But then, uh, 100,000 this week, 200,000 that week, 300,000 this week. It started building, and you know, it really turned the company around. I don't think that they was really uh they wasn't. I don't think they pushed that hard in the beginning. You know, it was kind of like, let's see if it stick. You know, and I made it stick. So that's when I went to over there. Dre was at the studio working. I went and chopped it up with Mike Lynn, who was working with Dre at the time, and he was like the head of the soundtrack for the Above the Rim. So I told him, I said, man, listen to this right here. And I played Regulate, and he was like, um, he said, can I keep this? And I said, yeah, go ahead. So he said he wouldn't he called me like I let Jimmy hear it. And Jimmy was like, this is the first single right here. So that's how that all happened as far as Regulate being on Above the Rim. And from there, it gave us a jump start. So the Above the Rim soundtrack sold 3 million. So what Def Jam and Leor Cohen and Russell Simmons and Chris Lighty did, they said, okay, now let's take this same single and re-release it for you. And then they re-released it for me. My album sold uh, three 3 million records, 8 million worldwide. Um, and put Def Jam on the map because they was kind of, I guess they was going through something where uh you know things was kind of going downhill, and from what I heard, a lot of my budget was done through credit cards,
Wow.
you know, like to get the money, you know. And you know, I just, you know, it was a cool, you know, I just thank them for giving me the opportunity and and helping build a legendary label to today. It's like one of the most prominent and prestigious labels in the game still. And you know, I thank them for that opportunity. You know,
Why do
they
you
give
think
me my masters back though.
that's the
it's
name of the
time.
game right there? That's the
It's
name of it.
time. I got to get my masters back and live off of my work myself now. They done been living off of me for almost 30 years. You know, a lot of their families and got put through college. A lot of houses been bought. A lot of cars have been bought. A lot of people have been helped. You know, so now it's time for that to revert back to me, so I can do that for my kids, my family, and this, that, and this. You know.
Touching upon that, people think it's just so easy. You have a lot of people, social media
Yeah.
has people really thinking that they understand business just because they can Google a few things and they might have heard a few bars from another artist saying, I started my label, I signed myself,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
How difficult is it truly as an artist, I know the game has changed obviously with in the modern era, in this modern era, to
Yeah,
to get your masters back. People think of it's just a matter of money, just
yeah.
paying to get them back. How truly difficult is it to get a master recording back?
From in my era like to now, it's very difficult because my catalog brings in a lot of money. You know, I just get the low end of it. You
Mm,
know, and what I get is pretty cool. So I can imagine what they get. You know, so it's very difficult, and you know they don't want to let go. They want to keep living off you. You know, I don't want to say that word, but it's really close to it as far as like, you know, give me mine back. You know, that's my blood, sweat, and tears. So let me get my masters back now and live off of my work that I worked so hard to build. You know, I saved you guys. I helped y'all make $100 million. You know, that's what they was made just in that time. Now, from then to now, it's got to be way different, way more. You
mhm.
know what I mean? They made that much money. I didn't see that.
Right,
You know what
right,
I'm saying? So let me live off my catalog now. I mean, I own my publishing catalog, but I'm saying let me let me live off of it. You know, and as far as controlling my masters, so I can master regulate out to uh, you know, TV shows and movies and commercials and stuff like that. You haven't heard this DJ or regulate or any of my songs in no TV commercials or nothing because
right.
it's still all under control through Def Jam and you know, and I don't have an administrator pushing out there for the license and stuff like that. I'm working on that,
Hmm.
but it's a trip. You know, I just want to get my masters back. You know, and it's a few more other labels that got masters of mine that I got to get back, and I'm working on that at the same time. You guys have lived off me for 20 years, each one of you guys. Now it's my turn to get my own money. I need all mine.
Right. We
Uh,
saw what happened with Prince. Prince wrote it on his face,
yeah,
you know?
and then now today, it's it's uh it's easier because of the new digital world, and artists can do have a you got a digital distribution. Like right now, my distribution is digital, and you know I get to keep, you know, 100% of my royalties, and at the same time I can reach out to if somebody like Ty Dollar Sign, for instance. Like I could all I got to do is go in the email and say, okay, this for Ty. Boom, I hit him with the email and it send it to him like, this is your da 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 da. You just sign in and it makes sure that your part come to you.
Hmm.
That's how easy it is, and I love it.
Hmm.
You know.
Yeah, no, the game has definitely changed. Why is it so with the Above the Rim soundtrack and just soundtracks in general? Why is it, do you think, so difficult for soundtracks to have that popularity that they once had? Because there's been a lot of good movies, a lot of good soundtracks.
Yeah.
Probably maybe Black Panther in recent years has had the most successful soundtrack attached to a movie, but
Yeah.
there's not that same energy around movie soundtracks. Is it just a matter of because we're digital now and people don't buy CDs? Why is
Uh,
it hard to get that momentum going on soundtracks again?
just gotta get. You know, they gotta get kind of go back old school style and get those uh, uh, music supervisors. They need to get those hard working, hustling music supervisors again that can go in the hood and find the dopest talent and find the dopest talent here, there, all the way and bring that, you know, bridge it together again and put it together like how we used to do it, as far as like how Above the Rim was done. That was like a Chronic album, the way it was pieced together.
Mhm.
The way Poetic Justice was put together, it was like a Chronic album. You know, it was all formatted, and and the concepts were all about what the movie was about, you know, and it just we don't, you know, that people nowadays just, okay, I need a record from you. Okay, I need a record from you, and they just put just regular records on the soundtrack without it being connected to what the movie is about. And when you got it connected to the movie and everybody is on point with their songs, that's when you get that explosion, that people like, this is the best soundtrack ever.
Mhm.
It's hard to get that, but for all them companies out there that need a music supervisor, hey, holla at your boy.
Griffith Family Legacy is ready and waiting to get it started.
Yes, indeed.
A couple of more points. You know, I can't even lie. I shed a little tear when they showed the footage of Nate, of you playing like some music for him, his just immediate reaction. And there was like a little video of him rapping over
Regulate.
over regular, and it made me so
Yeah,
sad that he's not with us anymore. When
yeah.
you see that kind of old footage
Mm.
of him, what does that do to you? When the
It brings you
documentary was
back.
made, how long had it been since you'd seen that footage?
It was a while. It was a while. It just brings back the feeling of that, those feelings and those fun times that we had uh, at the time, and it just give me that feeling all over again of that hungriness, that hustle we had in us, and just the things that we were doing and didn't know that it was dope music, but just that whole vibe and the era was just, it brings all that back to me, and it makes me think like, damn, that feeling just came back that I had back then, and just it was cool. It's cool still. Um, Nate ain't here, but it get hard sometimes because I work. I constantly dig into music, and a lot of the music I be digging into, I be like, damn, Nate killed this. Nate killed us. It's like I want to call like, Nate, I got a banger. Come jump on it. But I can't do that. And then I can't find nobody that has that type of talent like he had to turn anything into something, turns a nothing into something.
Mhm.
We could be sitting right here. He'll see my microphone or something, or he just whatever it is, and he'll be like, microphone. Da, 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 da. I'm on my microphone. He'd come up with some that'll just sound good, and that's how we used to do a lot of our records too. We'd be in the studio, and we'll be having a conversation, and that conversation to turn into a song.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Do you have any unreleased in the vault with you and Nate?
yeah. I got some in the vault. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna release one of them pretty soon. Next few months, I'm gonna release one with me and him. It's called "Oh What a Night,"
Mm.
and that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
And we got another one. I got another one which is a trip. It's called "Baby Daddy."
Mhm.
Oh my God, Nate is crazy.
I
Yeah.
was I was listening back, before after I watched the documentary, I went back and I listened to a lot of the old stuff with you and Nate. And my favorite joint probably is not your most famous joint. I Need a Light. I was listening to that.
I need a light.
That that
Oh
song
yeah.
is really, really beautiful. And it's not even a current song, but it's very, very current. No
Yeah.
matter if you listen to it now, you listen to it then, you listen to it
Yeah.
2 years, just the sound itself,
Yeah.
aside from the lyrics, is just really masterfully composed.
Yeah.
How long did it even take to put that together? The concept, like you said, Nate walks in and sees things and he starts singing. What was the construction of that song
Well,
for you guys?
I I put all the music together, and once again, it's the conversations we had. We like to blaze, so that's how it started. It's like, man, I need a light. Well, hey, you got a light? And Nate, I need a light.
Mhm.
He said it went just right there, like, I need a light, because we blaze and whatever, and so from there we just thought about what would go with I need a light, and like some of the things that we've been through, uh, we was just like, I need a light just so I could smoke away the pain. I need a drink so I could drink away this rain.
Mhm.
You know, and that's as far as uh you know, just the pain and uh certain things that we've been through. That's what why we meant I need a light. And then I tell a story about uh you know, Long Beach, you know, some of the things that was going on. Long Beach back in the day was all hustling.
Mhm.
Young, I ain't gonna say niggas, I'm gonna say young homies in the neighborhood struggling, praying to God we amount to something while living on the street where they constantly busting. Big Warren told us, my dad, Big Warren told us that they can't hold us. Brothers ain't shit till they pass away. So I watched my step, but when Ola May left, I was a motherfucking basket case for real. Cause my mother died when I was 20, I think I was 27, 26 or 27.
Mhm.
And so that was I was kind of messed up over that. Like and still messed up. You know, it's kind of hard because like Mother's Day come. I ain't got no mom. I can't take my kids to my mother's house. My wife mother passed away. I can't take them to her.
Mhm.
So me and her can get out and go, you know, get our fun on and have some fun. We can't do none of that because we don't have nobody. You know,
Mhm.
so we gotta be the mother and the grandmothers and the grandfathers. You know, they got my dad, you know, but he 80 years old now. And my wife's father, he in his I think late 60s, you know, but they don't have no grandmothers, the ladies that really groom the kids outside of us,
Mhm.
you know, and give them those morals. And we don't have that. And that, you know, that really be hurting me a lot sometimes, like, cause I be like, and I don't have nobody that help, you know, don't nobody help. You know, I call, you know, people out here, family members here and there, but it's always an excuse.
Mhm.
All right, you know, so but I do for everybody. I help everybody. You know what I mean? I don't do that.
Mhm.
You know, when
There's
somebody needs something and they call on me, I help. But I can't. Sometimes I can't get the same help.
right. Well, you know, they always say the strong, no one ever checks on the strong friends. So,
Yes, indeed.
I mean, do you think people really appreciate the storytelling in your messaging? Because just even with that song, there are some very serious themes in it. You
Yeah,
know, gangsters and folks from the hood have a reputation of, oh, men are just womanizers and they not raising their kids and they just all over the place. And you guys are singing about wanting the pain to go away, wanting to have a stable home with a wife and
yeah,
children and a comprehensive family, but it still sounds cool and it still
yeah,
has it's still gangster. But I
yeah,
feel like people lose the messaging of it because they're just like, yeah, I need a light for the blunt too.
yeah.
And
That they
you know,
don't.
just
Yeah.
focus on that.
What?
Do you think people appreciate truly your pen game when it comes to songs like
No,
that?
they do because when I perform it, when I perform it, uh, everybody put their lighter in the air. You
Hmm.
know, you know when I put the lighter in the air, diggy 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 when the DJ that's when before I perform the DJ I have him scratch it diggy 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 boom, ba bum bum, and the whole crowd just light up. I need a light, and then the whole crowd just light up. You know, because I'll be dedicating it to dedicate this to my own boy Nate D.O. Double G, and the whole place light up. And excuse me, and you know, it's a good feeling, and I do a whole dedication in my set to Nate, you know, and that's probably one of the livest parts of my show. I ain't gonna lie, it get cracking when I get from that I need a light all the way into I set it off with Mary Jane though, with Slick Rick. Yeah, Rick James. I set it off with that, and then I carry it on, and then I just go all the way down, and it's really a fun show.
Mary
Can't
Jane is
wait to
always
get
a good
back on the road. It's gonna be live.
I know I could feel that energy from you. Like
Yeah,
you're thinking
yeah.
already, like, well, how do I want to rearrange this now? Next time I get out there. How can I bring Ty Dolla Sign out so we could do this
Yeah,
next point?
that'll be dope. Actually, once we do start getting back on the road, I am gonna bring him out and we're gonna do that song, because the record that record is dope. And he reminds me of Nate because he's very talented. He's a talented writer. He's a talented guy as far as doing hooks, and he's a talented musician. He plays. So
Mm.
that right there alone is like, this dude is incredible.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
underrated. I mean, he's popular, but probably underrated. People probably don't even realize all
Well,
the
he
skill
gonna get
set
it
that he
now.
brings.
He jumped on the song with the regulator.
And it's on, and it's
Yes,
on.
indeed.
One other thing, but just a quick silly question: how did Deion Sanders make it in there? What is your relationship to
Uh,
Deion, to prime time, and how he got into the mix with the
that's
Black?
my homeboy. That's my homie. We met years, way back in the day, in the beginning days. You know, uh, and he always been a cool cat. Um, we bumped heads a couple times down in Florida, and at the Worldwide ESPN Worldwide of Sports, he had a championship team down there, and I had my son's championship teams was
Mm.
down there at the same time. So we bumped heads down there. My kids was younger, but his was a little older. So I went to his championship games and hung out with him and all his coaches and stuff. We had a good time. He came to my kids' games, was tripping, like couldn't believe how good my son was. He was like, gee. He talked about it on ESPN. He was like, that boy Warren G son is he was vicious. He's still good. And after all of that stuff, we went and hung out at the Buffalo Wild Wings and just had drinks and stuff and just chopped it up. And he is a funny dude as far as like this, his personality and his humor is out of this, it's out the roof. He will have you rolling and he spit knowledge to you at the same time. He's an incredible person, like all the way around.
I saw him on Undercover Boss recently, and I
Yeah,
cracked up seeing him with all the prosthetics. And but I mean, come on now, everybody
yeah,
knows Deion Sanders, so it just
yeah.
kind of stood out. Another point in the documentary, they touched upon your relationship with Dre and how your
Uh-huh.
parents got his your mother and his father,
My dad,
other way around. Your
yeah.
dad, his mother got
Uh,
together, and it was very heartbreaking for me to see the process of Death Row getting started and them
mm,
leaving you off and you going to, and that's how you ultimately ended up at
yeah.
Def Jam. Now in hindsight, was it a blessing in disguise given the history of Death Row and what they went through?
Yeah, it was definitely a blessing. Dre was just like, you gotta be your own man without, he didn't say like, Warren, there's some shit that you don't want to mess with over here. Go on and, he just said, just go be your own man and do your thing.
Mhm.
And I took it as like, damn, that's how y'all what? But he was pretty much like just saying, go be your own man and start your own lane,
Mhm.
and I was crushed. I ain't gonna lie. Just imagine your brother who you looked up to all your life, your best friend, your other best friend, all your other friends. They over here having a good time doing their thing, and you ain't a part of it.
Mm.
So it just gave me it was a really dark place for me, like back then, because I didn't have nowhere to turn. So I just turned to my music and just started just working on my music, just like forget it. I'm gonna just work on myself and try to come up out of this. And then I got a few phone calls. Actually, I went to the studio with Dre and Snoop, and they was working on a song for Poetic Justice soundtrack, the same one. So I was in there, met John Singleton and Paul Stewart. I asked Paul, I said, man, can I play the song for you? He was like, yeah. Played the song. He said, stop. And the same thing happened. He said, can I take this tape? I said, take it. Go ahead. And he took the tape, called me on that Monday. Same thing. This is our first single for the soundtrack. We want this record right here. It's Endo Smoke. And
Mhm.
from there, um, that was like one of my first checks. A cool, nice, cool check. Um, and from there, I got a call from I worked with Tupac and MC Breed. I did that. You got to get yours. I got to get mine. I produced that. So I made some little bit of change there. But Tupac had called me again. I was like, this ain't Tupac calling me. Cause I didn't, I was a fan, and he was big. Like he was already in the game. So I was like, this ain't Tupac. So I hung the phone up. And he called back and was like, Warren, this Pac, man. You did I know you produced the song on the Porty Just soundtrack. This Pac that would breed. And da 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 da. So I was like, oh shoot. And he was like, man, I'm up at Echo Sound right now. Can you come up? I said, yeah. So I jumped in my car, grabbed my 4.5, grabbed my drum machine, grabbed my records, put them in the trunk, got up there, and walked in the studio, and he was just like, you got some, what you got for me? And I played a sample that I had from wasn't Donny Hathaway, it was this Wind Parade from the Wind Parade. That's Donald Byrd.
Mm-hmm.
And I I flipped it, and so he was like, what are you like, what's up with you, like what's going on? Because I looked kind of bushy and all this stuff, and like kind of I wasn't all, my clothes, my attire wasn't all the way, because I didn't have no money. Well, I had a little bit, but I took care of everybody and did this and that. It was what it was. And so I told him everything I was going through as far as the situations that was in the documentary, all that stuff. And he took that and he started writing. He wrote he got the beat, went in the booth, and I say about maybe 45 minutes later, maybe an hour, he recorded the record right there. The engineer, boom, he recorded it. I watched him record everything, and he called it a definition of a thug nigga. I said, damn, my definition of a thug nigga. And he said that in there, and he was like, Warren, can you fill it in? Like, so I was like, okay, now tears the season to be serving. And then I come in with another scratch. What you doing? Mobbing like a motherfucker with the third scratch. So I built up under what he said. My definition of a thug nigga, tears the season to be serving. What you doing? Mobbing like a motherfucker. Tears the season to be serving. What you doing? Mobbing like a motherfucker. And then he come back in with the next verse. It was dope.
I wish my brain worked like that.
This what was so crazy. The Thug Life, other guys that was in Thug Life came up there to tell him that they homie in Detroit got killed, named Kato. So he turned to me, said, do you got something for me, man? I want to do a song for my homeboy right now. So that's when I did the How Long Will They Mourn Me? And right then he was like, man, he's like, this is dope. I said, let me call Nate though. So I called Nate. I said, Nate, come up here. Pac said you come sing on this hook, on the song up at Echo Sound. And so I gave him the address. Nate came up and laid the hook. And from there, that was the first time I think I hit a blunt too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He had some women coming, that motherfucker. I was like, God damn. It was about 5 or 6 of them. He rolled the blunt, and it was just me and him and all these beautiful ladies just right there, just like, wow.
Look how easy music came together then. Now it's like, I said, look how easy music came together then. Now it's, you got to call my 3 assistants, and then you got to call this person to even get the person to show up.
Yeah, that's what I love about Ty Dolla. He didn't do none of that. He didn't say, go, you got to call my manager. This jumped right on. I went over there. It took him probably 30 minutes to knock his parts down. And, that's how easy it was with that. It's like, whatever you want, Warren. So I was calling him like, I got to get this cleared, Ty. He said, it's cleared. I'm telling you, it's cleared. Don't worry about it. Do what you want to do. So I was like, all right. I even hit him. I said, Ty, I got this piece for you from this record. He never hit me back. Like, he pretty much like, that's all you, Warren. Just stay, that's you. I want to see you uh, do your thing, you know. And at the same time, it's our thing because it's helping. At the same time, it's showing the unity between the so-called older guys and the new generation. That goes to show you that making a hit record, it ain't no age. You know, it's ain't no age. It's all all music. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I see my Zoom is running out, so I'm going to ask you one more question, and it just boggles my mind. It's just the global, I call it the global effect of Ain't No Fun. I took a trip to New Zealand and in 2011, at the end of 2011,
Uh,
and I go into a club in New Zealand and not in Auckland or the big city, like a little rural town,
uh,
and called Taranga. And the first song that I hear walking into a bar is Ain't No Fun. And when I tell you, first it was mind blowing to me. I'm like, I flew all the way from Inglewood to New Zealand, and the first thing I hear is "Ain't No Fun."
yeah.
And this place went bananas. It was like
Oh,
you were in there on stage doing "Ain't No Fun."
yeah.
How did a song that, for all intents and purposes, is very nasty, become? What is the global effect of "Ain't No Fun"?
Uh, it's just a record. I mean, and ladies could look at it too. It's like you single,
Ladies sing it
and
more
you
than
haven't,
men do.
you got friends. You know what I mean? Like you got ladies that got friends. You know, and guys that have friends, so it ain't no fun. If, you know, it's like she, you know, we cool, we friends and stuff like that, and we got friends here, friends there, all of us intertwined. So it's like ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. And it's this mentality with the women too, you know. But we was
Oh, yeah.
all young teens, and you know, I mean, as a young male, you know, you and a young female, we have needs. So you know, so it was just it was just you know things that we you know just having fun, just having a good time. But we didn't mean like you know like if I said like I said bitch and ain't and you know that, but I didn't say it as far as like bitch, like you fucking no good. And I don't mean it like that. I mean it as far as you's a sophisticated, beautiful, bad bitch. Like I say that in my shows. I say, where all my bad bitches at? And they just scream, ah! And then the song come on, uh doom 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 girl boom love me now. Then they sing it all the way from top to bottom with me. And I don't mean that as far as like a bitch, you a hoe or nothing like that. I mean it is like a businesswoman, sophisticated lady. It's just I just said it, you know, because it just you know, that's just like, you know, and at the same time I'm saying that I want to help you as a woman become a businesswoman, you know. You
It's
know.
about to cut me off. The women sing it louder than the men. Whenever I've seen it in a
Hey,
public
it's the
place,
same. It's the
always
same.
the
You
women
know,
more than the
it's the same. You know, you got some ladies as players.
men. Right? Right?
I ain't gonna lie. You know, so it's just all in all, just young teens still practicing it in a safe way. Uh, you know, because that's when AIDS was really cracking, and yeah, I was scared to death. You know, at first they used to call me they used to say call me dry cuz I don't want to say exactly what they used to say, but they used to say shit to me. They used to tease me. And now I got more kids and damn near all my homeboys. But I just wasn't like all over the place. Okay, I was on Ain't No Fun, but I wasn't all over the place. I was kind of tricky, like skeptical.